Hi guys, and welcome to this video. How are you guys doing? It's been a powerful time energetically. There's a lot going on, as you probably can feel and know. It's been a while since I did my last video, and so in this video I will be sharing what I was shown and what I experienced and been receiving information on that started last week, and that will be ongoing for the rest of this shift, however long that is going to take in what we experience as a structural time, which has to do with heart activations, with heart openings, and with the whole shift of where we're coming from in the way we're moving through our lives and experiencing this whole life on this earth. I will also share some of the information I've been receiving over the last days that has to do with beings of the sea and technology, and also some of the physical stuff going on in the body. As always, take what resonates, discard the rest. If it's helpful for you, I'm happy. If not, please trust yourself, trust your intuition, and take what resonates and just leave the rest. I also want to really say thank you to everyone sharing the videos. It's very helpful. Thank you to everyone liking and commenting. And I've also been receiving messages from people saying that I really appreciate others sharing their experiences and their thoughts in the comments, because very often it's something that others can relate to, and they get help from it. So thank you to everyone who's openly sharing in the comments. I appreciate it, and many others are. So over this last week, there's been a lot of activations of the heart. The sun is very active. There's a lot of energy coming in, bursting our planet and our physical bodies and other sentient physical beings on the earth as well. And also a lot of energy coming up from the earth. I've been talking about this previously in other videos, so I won't go specifically into that in this one. But this is sort of what's happening, where all the higher energies are coming from. Now we have all this energy in our bodies as well, because we are high, or we are beings of light. So we have this higher consciousness. We're coming into the physical body being of the earth, and our light, our consciousness being of a higher frequency. And the meeting point is in the body. So this is why we have a lot of changes now with the physical body. We are learning in a whole different way how to treat the body, how to listen to the body, and how to actually respect and treat the body well while we are inhabiting the body through this life. We are also embodying more and more of the light that we are. And as we're doing that, the body starts shifting, because we hold more of a high frequency in the body. So what has been held in the body, whether it's energetically, whether it's an emotion, whether it's physical dis-ease, or something going on physically in the body that has been held, it will be loud maybe, and it can suddenly dissolve without being loud first, but it's moving up and out of the body, because what's of a lower frequency can't be held in the body when the higher energies are coming in. And it's important, as we're talking so much about all the energy coming from the sun, the waves coming, and there's a lot of narratives around that as well, and also with the energies coming up from the earth, to not give your power away to that either. Remember that you are a consciousness of light, that you hold a really high frequency, and as you are bringing more of who you are into your body and you're letting your life shift with it, you're coming back into the heart and out of the programmed mind of how to live, how to think, how to react, and everything that we have been programmed to. And this is a process, so we have to become conscious, we have to become aware of everything happening, so that we can start this shift. And many have been shifting a lot over years now, and some are just waking up and starting this process right now. It's speeding up, so it's going more and more quickly. Both the changes in the body, the changes in our perceptions, the changes in our lives in general, with situations, with connections, with how we are receiving and understanding our own intuition and how we're seeing the world. It is, let me just tune in because I start talking at once now. Okay, yes, got it. So with the whole thing of not giving your power away, it's important to remember that when all of these energies that we can perceive as external from the sun and from the earth is coming and sort of hitting our field and hitting our bodies, and we are bringing in more and more, letting, clearing out the old clutter, and whether that's emotional, mental, energetic, or physical in our bodies. We're clearing out that, we're giving space to more of our light to come in, and we're also having all of this light that is hitting from the sun and the earth. It's really important to remember that it's not an activation from the outside, okay? So it's not anything outside of you happening to you in the sense that we often have been talking about in especially the spiritual community. You have that light in you. You are a light of higher energy and higher frequency. So what's happening is that who you are and what you hold in your energetic channel and in your whole field, what is emerging more and more out of you, is what is sort of activated. It's not something happening to you from the outside that is shifting or changing something with you. It's a resonance, it's a higher frequency that causes a remembrance. It causes something that has been dormant in your body that you already hold, that you already are, which is turning on. It's just switching on. This can be through a connection with someone who holds a frequency very similar to your own on a soul level. It can be through the energy coming in, that the frequency is just like sort of vibrating on the same frequency as something you hold, and something is suddenly turning on. So it is a remembrance. It's not a shift or change from that the outside is doing to you. There are many variations of this, but I think it's very important, and I keep reminding me now as I'm talking as well to mention this, because that mindset is very, very important. And the single most important thing, as I've been saying before, is to come into an empowered state and move through this, because we're sovereign beings. We're moving into living more transparent lives. We're moving into being more authentic in the way we meet the world, in the way we meet ourselves, in the way we meet the universe. That being galactic beings, more people will experience seeing them and meeting them over the coming time. And all the interconnectedness that we are seeing and experiencing more and more, it's going to shift and change a lot for us. They're showing me these networks, so both like between humans, more telepathy, more of an understanding of how we are actually co-creators of how the life is to be on this earth, that we're co-creators of everything we experience in the same way as we are creating our lives ourselves. And then that we are in a network with all the other sentient beings on this earth, that we are also with the network of the grid, which is the energy and how the energy is moving over the earth. There's also this network and an interconnectedness with galactic beings, for example, higher dimensional beings. And this is going over the years to come. It's going to be more and more normal, let's say. More and more people will experience it. It will become very different than what we have been in for a while. Because we are moving into becoming more of as a galactic how can I say, let me see if they can give me a good explanation. Well, galactic residents, they're saying. Understanding that we are both the being and the unique expression of the light that we are in our body, walking around being that unique individual person in this life and experiencing everything through that lens. At the same time as we're understanding we're part of the network of other humans, we're understanding we're part of even bigger network of all the sentient beings, being animals, being trees, being plants, everything. And then that there's this network of the planet, the grid moving, that we are also interconnected with that, with the energy, that it's working with the whole energetic system of the body, which is much larger than what we know as the chakra system. So it's a lot more. That's sort of like the baseline of it. And then that we are galactic residents as well. So we're expanding and we're understanding more of all the layers that we are interconnected with. This is only happening because we're moving from the mind and into the heart, and because the frequency is rising. So that's why there has been so much heart activations over the last week and a half, I'll say. Well, it has been previously, but it has really amped up, and it will continue to. So we will experience that when the mind is like running and going crazy, it's not going to be supported. It can be running even more because of the high frequencies. But it's very important to remember that this is the old system. These are the old thoughts. These are the old programs that are running, that will try to hold you back in your old identity, to the person you were. And there's nothing wrong with the person you were, no matter what that person held. But it's not the one you are now. You're no longer the one you were 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, or even a week ago. So when the mind starts running as to how to react or how to do something, or the opinion you have, or whether it is like belief structures, thought patterns, perceptions about what's going on, and how to go about things, how to do things, all of this, when the mind is just running and running and running, come back to the heart, because that's only the old, and this is where the new is created. It's from the heart. So that we need to come back to the heart, and we need to open, we need to relax and just breathe into the heart, coming back, opening the heart and meeting the world from that. And when the mind tries to tell us something else, that's where we can use this information to tell ourselves and remind ourselves that this is the old. I might believe it, or I might not in this moment, what my mind is telling me, or the reason why the mind starts running. But my job is to remind myself that this is old, this is not where I create a new from. And I can breathe into my heart, and I can choose in that moment to come back to my heart without judging the mind, or judging myself for having an active mind, or whatever it might be that is playing out. But again and again, choosing to come back to the heart. Knowing that the old coping mechanisms, the old ways of doing, the old ways of perceiving things with the mind is no longer supported, and it's not where we create the new from. And so that's something that is going to be very, very important moving forward, because of the high speed we are moving in and changing it. What comes from the heart will be moving in a way that does not have anything to do with what we experience as the structure of time. Because that structure is of a lower frequency. It's the way we understand things in this dimensional field that we are experiencing now. But as we come from the heart, which is of a higher frequency, which is the frequency that you are. So this is where you connect with you. This is where you connect with your truth. This is where you connect with your intuition. Everything guided from your heart, everything that feels expansive in the heart space, that's where you want to move. That's where you want to make your decisions from. That's where you want to talk with yourself from. And not from the mind, because the mind has so many programs based on fear, based on lack, based on everything that we have experienced, and it can't construct anything that is of something it hasn't experienced yet. And what we are about to experience, we have not experienced previously in this life. Also, they've been saying that the chakras are shifting now. So I don't have the full understanding yet of how it's going to look. But we will be experiencing more and more of the whole energetic system of the body and the field around us, which is so much more than only the chakras. So this is changing and shifting a lot now. The womb, for many female incarnates, there's a lot of clearing and a lot of activations in the womb space. This has to do with old programs, old wounds on the whole planetary field, which is clearing out. It's also because this is where all creation comes from, or is being held in while in creation. So it's also the like both the clearing of the old, but also the preparation for giving birth to the new. So a lot of shifts and physical sensations and changes around everything that has to do with the womb for the female incarnate is something a lot of people are experiencing now. I've been shown. Now, if anything is going on that you are not sure or you want to have checked up, as I've said before, check with a medical doctor. I'm not a medical doctor, so I can only talk from the energies and what I've been shown. Always listen to your own body and make your decisions based on that. They've also been saying that these next days, the base chakras, so the first, second, and third energy center in our bodies, will be clearing. There's a lot of shifting, a lot of clearing out from those. And it's very important through this process to have, like, when you can, be in nature, let the nature support you, drink a lot of water, ground, and have rest when your body needs it. This came in today. That is very important. It's very important also to not meet the new with the old ways. So we will be experiencing more and more that there are new things happening. Things are happening in a whole different way. There's a lot of synchronicities, things moving in a whole different way than we were used to. If we meet that with an old mindset, it will be challenging. It's sort of putting limits on everything new that is opening. So it's almost like you're opening this huge highway where there was only like a path through the forest, and you can just flow the energy and things can move really fast and everything is aligning and everything, you're just like going with it. And then if you use the constructs of the mind to try to conceptualize it or try to make it fit into what you knew before, it will be like putting just huge rocks and throwing things at this huge highway. And so when we see that we do that, it's not about judging ourselves for it or that being wrong or we screwed up. It's just recognizing, oh, this is what I'm doing. This is actually an old mindset. This is actually something that is limiting the process I'm in or slowing it down. And I actually have the power myself to remove that. I can actually take that rock out of the highway and I can continue moving in the pace I am and just flowing with it. Because when it comes from the heart, things will not make sense in the same way as it used to when it comes to time and and um, and the order things are happening in. I hope that makes sense. Also, the old will no longer play a role in the new creations. So also knowing that when it's the old stuff that comes in and starts playing, that's not where we create the new from. So every time we do that, we know that that's the old just playing in a loop, and we can continue feeding that loop if we want to, or we can become conscious and aware of it, and we can see our own pattern, and we can come back to the heart, and we can start creating the new from the heart. Because everything that is created from the mind rather than from the heart, and then from the heart having or coming into a coherence with the brain, so all the systems in the body is actually working together with this. That's the only thing that will create a new. A lot of new technology will be, so I mentioned before that 2023 has been mentioned to me for probably around 2.5 years, that 2023 will bring in a lot of new technology. I've been shown that this technology might start to come in already before we enter the calendar year of 2023. But a lot of these technologies, it's both ancient and it's coming into remembrance, and there has been also people knowing about it, and it's not, so they show me that the frequency that is allowing for this to emerge and to come out is a frequency from the heart. So it's all interconnected, right? That if we are in a lower frequency, we're coming from the mind, we want to have power over people, we're in a distorted masculine and distorted feminine energy, we're playing out these old programs. That is not allowing for the new technology to come in, because that would cause that technology to be used in a very destructive way. So when we as a collective will be aligning with the frequency of that technology, it will be here like that. It will be here really quickly. But we must be aligned, and we must come from the heart in that as well. Then they've said, and I've been talking a lot about the ocean, that the oceans will start moving, that the crystals in the earth are activated, they will come up through the sea, and there's really a lot around water. Yeah, as I said, I've been mentioning that before. But now they have shared as well that the beings of the sea will be more active. Their communication will be heard and will bring more remembrance of ancient times, all merging with the new time as the old will be gone. So that communication from the sea beings will be much more accessible, more people will experience it, and it will play an important role in the time coming. They've also said that the fall and the collapse of the old is here now, and that the old will no longer play a role in the new creations. So there's a lot around the new creations. It's a lot about the creation coming from the heart, the clearing of the womb, where the creation is being prepared for the birth. The old running mind needs to go. So I really hope you see the interconnectedness of everything, because it's so easy to look into one thing or the other thing, and we don't see the whole picture and how everything is just this perfect interconnected web of things happening, and that no matter what you are facing in your day or through your life, as you go about your days, it is a part of that whole that whole picture that is moving everything really quickly forward now. They also said that it's more easy to let go of the old structures than ever before because of this. And the more, well, as the old will collapse, the less attached and ingrained in its patterns and structures you are, the less personal it will be experienced. So everything that will be happening in the external, in the world, will be experienced less personal to us, the less we are caught in and ingrained in these old patterns. So the more aware we are and the more we're choosing to come back to the heart, we're choosing to not play in that old, and we're choosing how we want to live our lives. We're taking the processes as they come. It's really the best support for also what is coming and what is happening. They've also said that it will be loud, and we can see that in the world now. It is pretty loud, but it is just the fall. It is the fall of the old. Let your heart be free in creation. That's something they keep repeating. Come back to the heart and let the heart be free in creation. Because everything that is distracting us, everything that is of that old, will be, well, it's very easy to be drawn into that. And even though so like as a human, from the human experience, it's sometimes difficult to talk in those terms about things that are going on in the world now, because there's a lot of innocent people that are suffering. There's a lot that is hard to know and to see is going on. And it has been also previously to this. There has been a lot going on in the world that we haven't necessarily known about. And a lot of innocent people suffering, a lot of animals suffering as well. So it's not about not seeing that or holding space for that, or really embracing those that need it, that are going through whatever experience they are. But it's the more we can come back to the heart, and the more we can also see the bigger picture, we won't be drawn into the stuckness of it and the fear of what's going on, because we will know that there's actually something bigger happening. And if I'm in my heart, I can actually care for other people. I can care for myself. I can detach a bit more from the fear in everything that is going on, and I can come back to choose my own creations and put my energy into what I want to create, so that we move through this quicker and we create the magic that we really want to live in. I hope this is helpful for you guys. I can see I've been going on for quite a while already, so I'll stop here. I will be back with a video in not too long time. I hope this is helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well, and I wish you a beautiful day, and enjoy coming back to your heart. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.